Hi, Mario here. Hi, Julian. How are you?
Oh my God, can you believe it's 8 years since Cheer Up started? Happy birthday, Cheer Up.
To celebrate Cheer Up turning 8 this week, we are joined by some wonderful guests.
And these fabulous people have joined us throughout the last 8 years at a party or two.
Hi, Hazell Dean with Lockdown Hair. I want to wish you all a very, very happy 8th birthday at Cheer Up.
Hi Team Cheer Up, it's Nathan Moore from Brother Beyond wishing you a happy 8th birthday. I can't believe it's been 8 years since the first Cheer Up night. So look, congratulations to Julian and the team for all that you all do and bringing everyone together.
Hi Cheer Up, how are you doing?
Hey, this is Sybil.
Hi everyone, I'm Natalie from Scooch.
Hi everyone and happy birthday, Cheer Up Pop Parties from me, David Scooch, wearing my Scooch t-shirt just for you to mark the occasion.
Hi everyone, how are you? Thank you for joining us for our birthday celebrations.
Hi Mario, it's Sinitta, your girl Sinitta.
Mario and Julian, happy birthday, Cheer Up.
Hi, happy birthday to Mario, Julian and all the team at Cheer Up.
Over the last 8 years, you've joined us for a party or two, 3, even 4, even 5. Tell us a bit about Cheer Up and how those nights went with yourselves.
There's always a great atmosphere at Cheer Up. It's like one big family coming together, all enjoying the same taste in music and having the best time of their life.
You know, I'm not just saying it, but the Cheer Up evenings that I'm booked for are some of the most enjoyable gigs that I ever do. The audience is always just so enthusiastic and appreciative, and they know all the songs, which is a great bonus for any singer. I think the one that sticks in my mind most was the last one, which was held last year in March at Eagle in Vauxhall as a celebration of the Secrets album, my one and only, sadly, album with Mike and Matt. I genuinely thought that there'd be a dozen, maybe 20 people turn up. And I was so gobsmacked when I walked in, and there were so many people there, and they all knew the songs, and they were so appreciative. And it was just such an enjoyable evening. The sound system was great. That makes a big difference as well. And I genuinely had such a good time, and it felt like I was among friends. So thank you.
It was the last hurrah before lockdown, and I wouldn't have been anywhere else. It was so much fun. And actually, what you guys don't know is the party actually started in the dressing room, because we had drinks and snacks. I had my children with me, my dancers, another girl that I mentor, Lucia. Even at the door, there was a guy there who had won Mr. Black UK back in the 80s, and I presented him with his award, so it was like a bit of a reunion as well. It was a great night.
Oh my God, the nights are off the chain. I mean, it's just a party from the moment you walk in until the moment you walk out. And of course, you already know that the LGBTQIA community has been so good to me just throughout my whole career. But I was treated from the moment I walked in, the staff, everybody, and the fans just showed me love. So I'm actually booked for the next 10 years there.
Cheer Up nights are the best because everybody is up for a good time, because they all want to listen to the fabulous Aitken Waterman songs and others, of course. But what a fantastic night. Everybody's up for it. It's always packed and we always have a fantastic time.
So, I have loved Cheer Up, obviously. I mean, who doesn't love Cheer Up? It's so joyful. It's got just such a fun atmosphere of joy, and really, you can't ask for anything better than that, really. So, thank you, Cheer Up. And I'm really talking about the audience as well. I mean, I think that the crew, the audiences that go there, are just they're the people I'd like to hang out with anyway.
I remember a lot of things about that night. The first thing was Liverpool, because I love Liverpool. The second was the venue. If I remember rightly, it was kind of like a circus theme. The performance was definitely something I remember. I also remember the great team at Cheer Up Pop Party, the drinks afterwards. I remember me trying to steal the cardboard cutout of Kylie Minogue. I didn't get it. So yes, I think you should maybe look at booking us again in the future. We've got a 20th anniversary after all. And who knows, there might be a cardboard cutout of Scooch.
I've been a participant in a few of the Cheer Up nights, and since that first one 8 years ago, after the Hyde Park cancellation, how's it all been? And it's been great, really. I mean, I love it that people come together from, loads of different countries. I've met people from Holland, Belgium, Germany, who are fans of Stock Aitken Waterman's music, come together for these Cheer Up nights. And I've been, I've performed in Manchester, Birmingham, London, and they've been great. And it's just a lovely thing that you guys do. And it's a lovely get together for all those people that love the music of SAW. So in all those 8 years, it's been perfect.
And I just wanted to say that one of the things that I recall about the Cheer Up, the events and the nights, are that there's so much love in the room. There's so much love and support for the artists that were on PWL and did Stock Aitken and Waterman tunes. And it is interesting because you can be in the room and you're thinking that they know just the one or two songs, but they know the songs that are a part of your discography, and the consistency of who the audiences are and have been is just amazing to me. I just take great solace in knowing that when I come to a Cheer Up event, that I'm going to cheer up. That it's going to be, there's going to be nothing but love and support and just a great time. There's really authenticity is the word that I'd like to use, and there's something to be said about being authentic as a group of people, as a promotion team, and just staying true to the idea that this is all about Stock Aitken Waterman and PWL music and musicians. And so when I've been there with my fellow label mates, and it's just been just really cool. Just to say the least, it's been cool. It's like when I'm good and ready. I'm always good and ready to come to a Cheer Up event. I cannot wait until we have the opportunity to get back across the Atlantic to see you.
Hi Sonia, you've joined us at Cheer Up 5 incredible times, and during those times you've put on some amazing shows, from the Everybody Knows show to the Greatest Hits show. But what would be your ideal Sonia show, and what tracks of yours would you want on the track list?
Obviously, I love doing the songs from Everybody Knows album because everybody loves them. But I think my set list should include songs that Stock Aitken Waterman weren't involved in as well. Maybe like Only Fools Never Fall in Love. That one was with Simon Cowell. Better the Devil You Know. Be Young, Be Foolish. And there was a song that I recorded called Breakdown on my second album, which I've never performed, which is a fantastic track. And it was actually written by Lee from Imagination. So you never know, I might perform that one day.
When you recently joined us at Cheer Up, alongside an incredible set of songs you performed, you also did a DJ set. Sinitta the DJ has a great ring to it. But what inspired you? What inspired you to DJ, and what inspired you to play which tracks you did on the night?
I love that. I'm so happy that you like Sinitta DJ. I had so much fun. It was the most perfect place to have my debut performance as Sinitta the DJ. And my inspiration around the songs I sang, well, obviously it was Cheer Ups, Let's Get Together, our last hurrah. So I wanted all the PWL Stock Aitken Waterman music, people I've grown up with, people that I toured the world with and had the best years of my life with. So it was great because we were still having good times together. And it's kind of the music that's the soundtrack to my childhood, really. So yeah, that's the inspiration behind the music. People I know, people I grew up with, people I had fun with people I'm still having fun with.
We hear the Sinitta Roadshow is on the cards. Can you give us a bit more information about that and what it will entail?
So that was just my my 80s set. It would always be a combination of those musics for people who want to sort of do 80s parties with me. But then I also like playing things from the 70s, you know, from when I was tiny, the music that my mother was listening to, you know, the big divas, the Donna Summers, the Diana Rosses, you know, early 80s and late 70s. And I also like to play a lot of modern day stuff, you know, by kids that I just find really inspiring and incredibly talented, and I love their work and I love their writing. So, you know, I can do like a very current set, I can do a way old school set, I can do an 80s set, and then just, you know, mixed grooves, music. I love dancing. Best time of my life, apart from being on stage performing, was being in clubs like Brown's, Heaven, Quiet Storm, what was the place, Limelight. I said Brown's, didn't I? I said Double Bass, Quiet Storm. What was the place on Lots Road? They just used to do Bolts. There used to be Bolts clubs all over. There was Archaeus in Glasgow. There just used to be amazing clubs all over the place, and that's what we used to do. You used to watch Blind Date, and then hi Scarlett, and then you went out clubbing and you danced all night. And I used to get to do this with like George Michael, Kylie, Pepsi and Shirley. We'd all be in the clubs dancing non-stop, and we didn't even used to drink that much alcohol. It wasn't about the drinking, it was about being there in an outfit, dancing. So we still love music, still love people who are making music. That makes me want to dance now.
You've had huge success with Stock Aitken Waterman, with your single releases and your albums. If you could pick your favourite single, what would it be and why?
The tracks that are my favourite are Getting Closer and Look My Way. I was delighted to find out really late that that had been written for me, and I would have recorded it at the time, but I enjoyed recording it this time. Just loved Matt Pop's version of it. I think he gave such a vibrant, beautiful 80s vibe to it, and I really recorded doing the video here in Miami. It was great fun.
Well, my favourite Stock Aitken Waterman song that was written for me was You'll Never Stop Me From Loving You, obviously, because it was the song that kicked everything off for me.
Easy to answer, that'll always be The Harder I Try. I love singing it, but what I love the most is when everybody sings it along with me. You know, hearing everyone sing the chorus to that song, it's just a pleasure. Obviously, every concert I ever do, I have to sing it, and but I never get bored of it.
Okay, I'm going to be a little bit naughty here because I've got 3 songs that I love, but the one that I love from, well, I love them all, but Stock Aitken Waterman, one of my favourites is No Fool for Love. Remember that one? I'll be no fool for love, never get hurt again. I love They Say It's Gonna Rain. It's a fantastic song. And I also love Who's Leaving Who.
I started working with Stock Aitken Waterman back in 1990, and I'd Make It Easy on Me, and then the album Good and Ready with different songs. I had 2 albums with some of the songs that were the same and some that were different. We decided to have a slightly different album for the UK, not we, but the powers that be, let me say that, decided to have a different album for the UK than they did the US. So they wanted to go in the direction of more soul, I guess, soul pop for the US, and UK kind of stayed true to the kind of pop dance stuff that had come to be associated with. And so when I did Beyond Your Wildest Dreams, Stronger Together, it was a great project. It was honestly a great project. And I didn't know, the funny thing is that Lonnie Gordon and I had been friends, and I don't think I even realized that she had done Beyond Your Wildest Dreams, and we had done it differently. I loved her version. She, I think, appreciated mine. But the thing is that I didn't do it, or was not the intention to do it better or think that I could do it better, as I think that was just different. Because they went more of an R&B kind of my version. I have one that's kind of pure pop, and then I have one that's kind of soul-y. And so when I think about the songs that were on that album, When I'm Good and Ready, of course, Stronger Together, Beyond Your Wildest Dreams, when I think about these songs, I think about the good times that I had singing them, performing them. And some of them were not as big. They were not as big as The Love I Lost and When I'm Good and Ready, and even some of my earlier stuff that were on another label. But the thing is that when I think about Stronger Together, it's empowering. When you talk about When I'm Good and Ready, that's empowering, because it's like you're asserting that, I'm going to do this when I'm good and ready. And then when you sing about the love I lost, it's a reflection. And so I think that the songs that were on these albums all meant something different to me at different times. There was a song, actually, I still like, I Didn't See the Signs. I wished that song had been released as a single, because I really, really, really liked that song a lot. I didn't see the signs, how come they never knew what it is that they fall for you? I know I should do what's right, but I never really saw the light. I wish that song had seen the light of day, because I think it was a great, great song. It's just, a really good song. So if you ask me what is my favorite from Saw of all my releases, it has to be, honestly, it would have to be, I would say, the hits, of course, When I'm Good and Ready, and I Like Beyond Your Wildest Dreams. And then when we did Stronger Together, it was some good stuff, actually, some good stuff.
I think my most favorite song I'd have to say my favorite Stock Aitken Waterman PWR hit would be Toy Boy, because it was the first, and also it only took 20 minutes to record, and it just sort of had a funny story, because it was written for me because the newspapers were writing about me dating this really hot, really gorgeous boy named Sam Connery, who was just the most stunning guy. He was half Arab African and half Irish, green eye. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that's a different story. Toy Boy is the song. That's why. 20 minutes to make. Oh yes, 20 minutes to make. So they had me in the missile room waiting while they finished writing the song, even though they'd contacted us. They'd called Simon and said, we've got pizza, we've got a song for her. And we went in, and the song wasn't written yet, apart from the chorus. And then I got to write the rap, and they wrote the rest, and Toy Boy was born. So the whole process was really fun. It was all digital, not staying in the studio for hours and hours, redoing takes, because you had to do perfect takes in the old days. This was like, just sing the chorus, sing the verse a few times, and then they sort of slotted it together. So that suited me nicely, because when I was in London, because I was often away on tour, when I was in London, I liked to be out partying and clubbing. So if being in the studio in and out in 20 minutes meant a day off for me, and I made the most of it.
The Fabulous Secret album turns 25 this year, working with Mike Stock and Matt Aitken on it. You also worked with Mike Stock in recent times on This Love. Out of the Secret album and the single, what are your highlights and what are your favourites from that era?
Oh, yes, I am very proud of the Secrets album. 25 years ago, though, that does make me feel old. But it was so enjoyable to record. I actually had a slipped disc at the time, so I was in a lot of agony, but got through it, and it was wonderful. Mike and Matt were brilliant. They constantly checked up on me to see if I was in pain or if I wanted to lay down on the floor or take a break or whatever, and I never did, because I was enjoying myself too much. It's no secret at all that Did You Ever Really Love Me is just my favourite song that I've ever recorded. I just love it. And thankfully for me, the people of Brazil love it. So whenever I go over to Brazil to do some shows, they go absolutely mad. As soon as the band starts the music, they know what it is, they join in, and they absolutely love that song. They have great taste. And it was really, really lovely just a few years ago to go back in the studio with Mike and work on the track This Love, which has become a huge fan favourite and a favourite of mine. I absolutely love performing it because people get it. They just enjoy it and sing along. It's one of those special songs. So yeah, I just had a great time working with the guys, and I'm very, very lucky to have been given such wonderful songs, and not just from Mike and Matt, but now with Energize as well. I'm very, very lucky to be given some great songs to sing.
In 2000, you released your debut album For Sure with Mike Stocker and Matt Aitken, releasing 4 singles off the album. Which are your favourites from the album? What tracks, what singles? Give us a bit of information about it.
I would probably have to choose More Than I Needed to Know to be my favourite single. It's a great song to sing. I feel like I can put lots of emotion into it, and it's really catchy. But not only that, not only do I really enjoy singing that song, it was a really special song for us because it was our first really big hit, and it took us to a sort of another level. I remember doing Top of the Pops, which we hadn't done before, and that was really exciting. Having watched Top of the Pops, you know, growing up, it was definitely a dream come true. And yeah, so I think More Than I Needed to Know, as much as I love all of our singles, that's the one that I'd probably choose as my most favourite, apart from Flying the Flag, of course. So also, you know, talking about some of our album tracks, I think one of the songs that I really love, and you know, occasionally listen to it now, I listened to it a few weeks ago in fact, is Never Stop Believing. I think this one just really reminds me of how much fun we had, you know, when we were first together, when we were a lot younger. And we sang this one on the Bewitched tour, which I've just got some brilliant memories of. I mean, you know, to be performing at, you know, in front of loads and loads of people at arenas was incredible. It was the best time. So other songs from the album, you might have seen our recent release of Zoom, which we did on Zoom, which was lovely. You know, it was really nice to sort of sing again with a gang.
You know, it's not every day that you get to work with your childhood songwriting team, so that was a big thing for me personally, because I'm such a pop fan. I loved being in you know, 100 House, the recording studio that we did most of the album, and spending time to see how Mike and Matt worked together. It was fascinating.
Would there be a return with Mike Stocker at any time?
Would we ever work with Mike or Matt again? We've never been asked, is the question. So I don't know. Mike, ask us and we'll see what happens. What I do have to say is he's a brilliant songwriter, and I've loved the stuff that he's been doing with someone else from our Eurovision family, you know, Bucks Fizz. So as always with Scooch, I always say never say never, and that's a step song.
Keeping with Stock Aitken Waterman, if you could record another track written and produced by them, what would it be and why?
And everybody knows the answer to this one. Which Stock Aitken Waterman song would I sing if I had been allowed to record somebody else's song? And everybody knows the answer is Better the Devil You Know. I mean, it's just so true. It's the story of my life. It's just such a great song. It's so catchy, it's spirited, you know, it's great to dance to. The video was fantastic. It looked like a party I wished I'd been invited to. And yeah, I just love it. I think it still stands up today, and it's always going to be on my DJ set. So Kylie, you're on the list.
I heard a rumor, they said you got a broken heart.
I would do that. Not going to, but I would, in a surreal, you know, kind of world.
My favourite SAW record, that if I was to record it, you know, from any artist, I think that would have to be either Jason Donovan or Rick Astley, and it would be Too Many Broken Hearts. I'd like to re-record that. I'm Never Gonna Give You Up. I'd love that to have been mine, but sadly it wasn't. So yeah, those are my two faves from other artists that have recorded SAW songs.
Ooh, which other songs by Stock Aitken and Waterman would I do? I think it would probably be from Donna Summer's album, either I Don't Want to Get Hurt or This Time I Know It's For Real, or Love's About to Change My Heart, or possibly Lonnie Gordon's Happening All Over Again. They're all just amazing songs. We all know what a legend Donna Summer was, and just her songs just make it sound easy, even though it's not. She never sang easy songs, so they probably wouldn't work with me, but yeah, it would be one of hers, I think, or maybe Lonnie Gordon's. But I mean, let's be honest, there's so many songs that it could be from, so I don't know. Yeah, but let's stick to Donna Summer or Lonnie Gordon, and otherwise I could go on and on and on, as I usually do.
Oh gosh, I do not know what it would be. The funny thing is I loved the Princess song. I'm just going to be honest with you. Say I'm Your Number One, loved that song. I think that if there were a song that they did that I wished I had done, it would have been that song. I don't know too many others that I've had the same kind of for, but I did like, honestly, I liked some of the Rick Astley stuff because I thought it was kind of soulful pop, and I thought his voice was really kind of cool. So I'm never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to and desert you. But anyway, so yeah, they. So I don't know. I'm one of those people. There's a song that we had done for the label that I had written called "I Found Love," and I absolutely wished that song could have been released as a single. I didn't see the sign. Great song, and then "I Found Love," but yeah.
There was lots of Stock Aitken Waterman songs that were absolutely fantastic, but there was two songs that if I could have recorded, I wish I could have got them. One was Never Too Late by Kylie Minogue, and the next one was This Time I Know It's For Real by Donna Summer.
If I could choose any Stock Aitken Waterman song to record, I would have to choose Kylie Minogue's I Should Be So Lucky. So this is a song that I remember growing up with. I remember watching the video lots and loving it. I loved her dress. In fact, I think I actually bought a dress that was almost identical, the Kylie dress. And the pop video is brilliant, wasn't it? Especially the bit where she's in the bath and, she's blowing in my imagination. I loved it. So that's a great song. I'd love to record that one out of all of their huge list of hits. That's the one for me.
Okay, my favourite all-time Stock Aitken Waterman song is This Time I Know It's For Real. That's my favourite song. I wished I'd have sung it. The great Donna Summer. Yeah.
Hi Mike, I bet it's great hearing all these great responses about the records that you've produced and written. You've worked with so many great artists. If you could go back or even now work with one of those artists again, who would it be and why?
That's a question that I've thought about a lot because people have asked me it a few times. I'm going to say I'd love to have done a second album with Donna Summer. Obviously, that was not going to be possible in the end, but we worked well together, and I thought I was just getting into gear with her, just getting on a run, and things happened. Stock Aitken Waterman split up. She went off back to America, so it never really happened again. But that's the artist that I think I should have done another album with. Good question, though.
And just continuing on from that, if there was an artist today that you could work with, who would that be?
I don't think there is an artist I would who's currently making records. I don't think they want to work with me, the first thing. Second thing is, if I was drawing up my sort of ideal artist, I'd sort of draw a list of 10 things, and I don't think anybody would fit the bill now, because nobody really wants to do out-and-out pop or pop dance or something like that, and that was when I enjoyed it the most. But you need a young artist, a boy or a girl, who's really wants to do that. Isn't about the posing the way they look, it's about what you give out to people, and you give out the enjoyment and the fun. And the two concerned with other things these days than pop music. So I'm not sure if the ideal person for me is out there. But if they are, you can get me on Twitter.
So 2020 has been a bit of a funny year so far. We've preoccupied ourselves doing live streams on Facebook and spending time in the garden and doing some pretty grown-up stuff. What have you been up to?
Not a damn thing. Well, you know, I've eaten chocolates and coming on live and being silly. I've got my hair did and then I got my nails done. But to be perfectly honest with you, I haven't been doing anything. I do watch a lot of YouTube and I'm on Facebook a little too much and Instagram, but otherwise, nothing.
Well, what can I say? This whole lockdown has been absolutely crazy, hasn't it? It's been sad, crazy, lots of homeschooling and stuff, trying to keep as busy as possible. And, you know, having hope that next year we'll all be back to normal again with all our shows. And I've been busy. I've created a YouTube with some songs that you can tune into through my Twitter and enjoy. So yeah, been keeping busy.
I can confirm that there are plans to release a new album. Obviously, everything's had to be delayed because of lockdown. But thankfully, before I went off to Pantoland in December, I did manage to get in the studio and recorded 2 brand new tracks written by Gordon Pagoda and 1 cover, which is an absolute banger of a tune and something I never thought I'd get the chance to record, but I cannot wait to perform live one day, hopefully. So yes, there's already 3 tracks in the coffers, and I've chosen some more recently that hopefully we can work on. And once we get the chance to get back in the studio, I'll be there, and hopefully maybe by the end of the year or certainly early next year, we should have something new for all of you.
And in terms of, can we expect a new album? Absolutely, definitely. I'm already in the middle of that. And singles from Bounce Back, yes, we were about to do that, but all this social unrest happened, and I have to write some stuff that needs to come out first. So it's going to be all good. It's all good.
No, really, trying to stay fit, out on the bike, running, a little bit of homeschooling. I'm really good at egg and bacon sandwiches now. Yeah, walking the dog. Not much else. There's not much else to do. Especially for us in the entertainment sector, it's just hard. But yeah, and I did write some lyrics this morning, so there.
Hi Mike, most recently you've been in the top 30 UK chart with the Fizz, Smoke and Mirrors album. How did it all come about, getting involved with Fizz? Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, how did we work with the Fizz? Now that was just because really Twitter played a part. Andrew, who used to run the Fizz fan club, sort of dropped a quick DM to me saying would I work with the Fizz, and I thought, yeah, I would actually. And next thing I know, Cheryl's writing to me on Twitter, and then we just started dialogue, and it went from there, really. I mean, I went to see them at a few of the gigs they were doing. I always thought they were great anyway, but I thought they still were giving the audience what they wanted, and everyone loved it. It was a great time. I had a great time. So we set up the date and got working. So that is now 3 years ago, and I'm not bored with them.
We worked with you in February on the Fizz's album launch, Smoke and Mirrors. If you had to pick 1 track, or maybe 2, what would your favourites be?
What's my favourite track from Smoke and Mirrors? You know, this is a difficult one because it's like asking a parent, you know, who's their favourite child. There's a couple that I'll mention, but From Here to Eternity, because of the emotional connection and the resonance with Jay's personal life. That just came together out of the blue. It wasn't planned, and it just was so accurate and precise to her predicament, and she did a great job in it. So I'm mentioning that one. I think I quite like The World We Left Behind as well, from the point of view of there's an emotion attached to that, because the Fizz have got a long history now. I've got a long history, and so many things have changed. So many things have changed for the better. A lot of the things haven't, you know, we've chucked a lot of good stuff away. So maybe that's the one I would choose.
If you could go back and give your younger self a piece of advice, or anybody else watching some advice, what would it be?
To read my contracts, to be more up on the business side of the music industry, so that I won't be sitting out with a cup begging for coins. And I would have never married my first husband. However, I have 2 beautiful children. So to answer the question, and I would be, well, I wouldn't be too blind to see it.
Please take care of yourselves. That's it. I get up, I don't look at my phone, I go straight to go and chant. I do my chanting because, you know, I'm a Buddhist. So whatever you want to do, if you pray or if you want to meditate or whatever, like just work, I like to work out the mind, right? And then I work out my body. That keeps me sane. And then I make sure I eat well. I really don't want to be quarantined, and I just want to feel good, you know what I mean? And that keeps me sane if I start my day based on that.
You know, well, looking back at some of the old photographs and footage, Pete Waterman did most of the talking on camera. I was too busy in the studio, but I do recall on certain occasions, particularly doing the bigger charitable records that we did, that the advice I would give myself is ditch the double denim. Well, but seriously, you know, yeah, that's probably the same for everybody, particularly if you're in a world of trying to be creative and be successful. You wanted too many people to like you. And I think, you know, I would have relaxed a bit more and thought, it's okay, it'll be all right, just do what you feels the best thing. I mean, there are some occasions when I did things because I thought it was expedient rather than because I thought it was the right thing. I mean, I think that's the advice I give to anybody, always try and do the right thing.
My advice for life would be live life to the full. Follow your dreams, believe in yourself, and I'm telling you, your dreams will come true.
I have had some really, really fortunate times. The early 90s were great for me, and they continue to be really, really good for me. I've been doing this for over 30 years, actually, so that's, and I'm only 25. How'd that happen? But if there was any advice that I would give to any of you, is that don't discount and dismiss those of us who kind of were on the early or the front end of this music genre for your lives. I see a lot of new artists that take elements of some of the stuff that we've done and do, and because of the fact that we're a little more seasoned, they don't give us a chance. But I assure you that if you put me on a stage with anyone today, vocally, I can still hang with the best, and I'm really, really, really glad about that. I also think that it's important to just remember, be okay with remembering. And if these songs, they're classics now, but they set a tone for a whole lot of people in their lives, and that's just kind of important. For me, I met some wonderful, wonderful people because of these songs, because of Stock Aitken Waterman, because of PWL. And subsequently what has happened is that I continue to work and be hired to work all around the world doing songs from a catalog that was created by them.
So advice from Frenchie. Don't take advice from Frenchie. No, I would say, as I've always said to people that want to get into the industry, perseverance is the big key. Just do as many gigs as you can, wherever they are, even if they're just for little money. So long as you're not going to lose money, do them, because you never know who might be in that audience that might be influential and help you and whatever. Don't be put off by the knockbacks, because we all have them. Gosh, I can't count how many I've had in my career, but just persevere. If you're that devoted to it, you will just persevere and you'll get there. Perseverance, a lot of luck, and a lot of faith. And the second bit of advice is wash your hands.
I would say that lockdown, I hope, has been a good time and not a bad time, that you've had, you know, the best company, yourself, and you've learned a lot about yourself, about what you want and what you don't want, like and don't like, and who you will want to spend time with and who you don't want to spend time with, and not to forget those things and not to compromise on those things. Hopefully you've realised who really matters to you and what really matters, and to seek those things. You've learned what you can do without and what you don't really need, and I think it's lovely to indulge ourselves, but it's also been really satisfying to realise and understand how little we actually do need, so don't let go of that. If you've been in lockdown with your lover and you've been making love more often, talking more, sharing more, going for walks, and just having quality time, to not let go of that. Don't let it go, because that's what it's all about. And I hope you've been listening to music and loving the weather and loving yourselves. And yeah, just don't lose this feeling that we have. Meanwhile, if you've been going stir crazy and you've missed being out and about like mad and you can't wait to get out there, just to be safe, be careful, stay healthy, and have a great time. I don't think we take each other for granted anymore now, and I really, really wish you health and happiness and lots of love. Mwah. I need to go get my hair did now.
Cheers, everybody. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's joined us over the last 8 years. We've had a fabulous time.
Anyway, happy 8th birthday, all you Cheer Up, you know, fans and participants and friends of. So have a great year. We'll be back in 2021, I'm sure, to do it properly. Thanks a lot. Nathan Moore from Brother Beyond.
Bye, everybody.
Want to say thank you and cheer up. You always, all of you, always make me feel really up and very cheery. So I guess when you put that together, then I'm going to cheer up. And I love you all. And just remember that life can be a party even when the party seems to have been shut down. So in the season of COVID-19, I'm just praying and wishing nothing but the best for all of you. Be safe, be well, wear your mask, and just wear your mask. Social distancing, I get it. We're going to come together again someday, and someday, I hope sooner than later. And just know that I want to be there, and I don't want you to be the loves that I lost, okay? I don't want to be in an audience and say, are you good and ready? And there's nobody to say, yeah. I don't want to be on a stage and say, are we stronger together? And I hear crickets. I want to be at a cheer up event, able to share the songs of my heart with you all. I love you, and I'm hoping to see you soon.
And I hope to be able to see you soon. Okay.
Thank you, and loads of love to everybody at Cheer Up, and thank you so much for all the amazing support.
Thanks. Bye.
We had a great time when we worked together in February. Then we had lockdown, but another time soon.
We've had an amazing time. Thank you.
And never forget, you'll never stop me from loving you. It doesn't really matter what you put me through. You'll never stop me from loving you.